What's goo, y'all? Welcome back to the lab with another quest build. We are finally back on NBA 2K25 in the builder, and you know, off rip, on God swear, left side curtains, I had to bring you guys one of the rarest builds that you'll probably see in all of NBA 2K25. This builder caught me off guard a little bit with how intricate it can be. There's definitely a few more layers than in years past, especially with the cap breakers and the takeover system. But, you know, I'm going to be trying to feed the streets this year with really good homegrown, nutritious smoothies. I'm going to be throwing a lot of ingredients and DNA shades of into the blender and cooking up something that will be very nutritious for your system instead of the processed garbage that a lot of this community has been feeding you guys through build videos on YouTube. And no, I didn't get flown out to the community day, but they probably didn't want me there because I was going to bring them some real good traditional homegrown hoops. This is a basketball game. It should be basketball first. And you know the builds that I'm going to be cooking up for the Sparrow Soldiers are big dog hatches and menaces on the wood. I'm not going to be bringing some meta cheese to you guys, and I'm going to be trying to ooze out all the potential I can instead of just trying to get the build up as fast as possible. So with that all being said, let's jump right into my first build of the year. Found this at the bottom of the abyss. This build is an absolute monstrosity that's a little bit out of position under the hood, but in order to get this name, you had to make this hatch with these specific specs at this position. It can really do everything, but it's going to be a bruising, downhill, defensive-minded juggernaut build. And I've been going back and forth on the thumbnail as who I should put for the poster child of this hatch, but it really has different ingredients and DNA strands of LeBron James, Charles Barkley, and Chris Webber. This is the first ever primary facilitator. Oh my gosh, this hatch is so disgusting. I need a bucket. Again, we're throwing veggies, peanut butter, protein powder, creatine, anything we can find to make the most nutritious hatch for the wood and on the crete we are throwing in this blender. So let's get right into it. We're going to make this at small forward. That's crucial. It's going to change the name if you go up to power forward or center. We're going to be max height 6'10", max weight 250, and a max wingspan of 7'6". So follow along to a T to get this name, and at the end of the day, it's your build. Do whatever you want. This is just a blueprint for y'all to get this gruesome name and dominate your opponents in the proving grounds or the wreck. So we're going to go right through these attributes and talk a little bit about some of the badges that go with it. First off, we're going to get our close shot to a 73. I think that's a decent... This build is not necessarily trying to be an ISO finisher. We're going to get our driving layup to a 62. And our driving dunk to a 75. That's going to unlock a little bit of dunk packages. Then we're going to get our standing dunk to a 57. Now, if you're going to power forward, you are 6'10". Be my guest if you want to go up to those big man contact dunks. But again, this is a little bit more well-rounded and is not trying to be such an ISO finisher when you do get those peanuts on you. You're not looking to just try to score on this build. It is a facilitator at the end of the day. But we're going to get our post control to a 70 as well. That's going to be it for finishing. It's serviceable when given the opportunity under the basket, when you're going downhill, when you get a lane or opening. It can finish. It is 6'10", it is 250, it is going to be super strong. So you're going to be able to bruise your way into the paint and, you know, finesse some creative options for you and your teammates down low. But it's not going to be looking to just score whenever you get the ball. Actually, out of the post, playmaking is going to be a nice little rendition on this build as well. But we're going to get our mid-range to a 76. But we're also going to max out our 3-ball to a 76 as well. And we're going to get our free throw to a 79. There's a little bit of extra atch there if you want to allocate that somewhere else. But it's going to be crucial to knock over 77, I believe, in order to get this name. Or it might turn into a catch-and-shoot threat or a mid-range scoring threat, something like that. But it can step out and hit jump shots. You can also cap break and add that to your mid-range, which would be nice to be able to really hone in on a jump shot, especially in those more competitive game modes. And so look to possibly use your cap breakers on mid-range shot on this build. At this point, we know how to obtain those cap breakers, but we don't know how long it's actually going to take. So I'm actually on my builds expecting to definitely grind and get 5 cap breakers and hopefully 10, but I don't know if I'm going to actually make it to the max 15. So I'm only kind of plotting, utilizing 5 to 10 extra cap breakers on these builds I'm going to make, because not everyone's going to actually grind all year. It might take a long time to get those extra 5 at the end of the year. But again, mid-range is a nice place to allocate those on this hatch. And then we're going to get our pass actually to an 82. That's going to give us that gold dimer, which again, you're that primary facilitator. We're going to get our ball handle to a 77. It maxes out to a 78. And then we're going to get our speed with ball maxed out to a 65. Is a 6'10", 250-pound grown man, so this is where like that LeBron James, you can really play on the perimeter with this build and be able to literally facilitate. Once you grab it off the glass, you can just come down and kind of be that point forward type build. But at small forward, we're going to unlock that name again. But also too, at this size, with the strength that we're going to allocate in a second, you are going to have strong handles. And so you're not going to be getting ripped from smaller peanuts if you do get matched up against some more wings, or if you take this out to 3v3. And then defensively, there's a little leeway on this. I've tinkered a couple different variations, but we're going to get our interior defense to a 77, our perimeter defense to a 72. That's going to give us that silver immovable enforcer in a second. We're going to keep our steelies at a 42. We're not going for steals on this build. You are a true big. Especially when you are guarding guards on the perimeter, don't be trying to steely. We're trying to play fundamental homegrown hoops. And, let's not create bad habits spamming that X button or trying to play passing lanes when, let's play within the strengths of this build. We're going to get our block to a 74. It's going to give us that paint patroller on bronze. And then rebounding, this is where the build really shines. We're going to get our defense rebound to a 96. It does max out at 99, so you can, again, cap break and allocate this and get legend rebound chaser. And then offensive rebounds is going to be a 71. That's going to be sufficient in attacking the offensive glass. So when you're playing off ball, you're going to be able to set some off ball screens, free up your teammates, and you can move without the ball. You don't need the pill in your hands to be a threat on this build. It can be a utility facilitator, like a faculty member. You have keys, to the break room, to where you can go create opportunities for your teammates without the ball. As you'll see with these physicals, we're going to max our speed to a 74, max our agility to 67, max our strength to a 95, and then get our vertical max to a 77. Sometimes when you tinker with certain attributes, it ups other categories. So make sure this is the final specs for this hatch to get this name. But look at that, 95 strength. You're going to get Hall of Fame box out beast, brick wall, strong handles, and you're going to be very strong in guarding wings, which is going to allow you to guard multiple positions, 3, 4, 5, your strength, your speed, your athleticism on this build. It's very versatile, and I think in this tree, another name is Versatile Enforcer. But given this a once-over, it can score on the interior, definitely against smaller guards, wing players, peanuts, off-ball slashing. You're going to have, decent dunk packages. Once you learn your jump shot and you cap break, you can add a little bit of mid-range attributes. You're going to be a nice lethal threat from outside. When you do have the ball in your hand, it's that Chris Webber, top of the key, kind of facilitating the offense. Jokic, LeBron with the ball in his hands. You can create a lot of opportunities for your teammates, and if you're playing with randoms, they're going to see the name primary facilitator and think, okay, this guy, this young man can pass the pill a little bit. He can do a little bit of, your opponents might not know what you can really do, but physically, again, defensively, you're going to be able to guard multiple positions. You're going to rebound with the best of them. And then physically, you're strong, fast, athletic. Ultimately, this is a true power forward that I had to build at the small forward in order to get the name, which is going to make it one of the rarest builds in all of 2K25, in my opinion. If you see another one of these, it'll be really impressive because you do have to take some attribute sacrifices in order to get this name. But I think this, in the right hands, could be an absolute dominatrix on the wood. So let's look at takeovers real quick. We're going to view the qualified takeovers. Board Beast, Glass Gunner with Marksman. You can shoot out from 3 a little bit more and up your rebound. Board Beast, again, you're going to see the future and up your rebounds there. Grit, Grit is going to upgrade that rebounding and strength and just make you even better in those categories. Orchestrator, if you are that true primary creator for your squad, you can orchestrate even more opportunities for your teammates. At level 5, you get plus 15 pass accuracy on your takeover, so you're going to make every pass on the wood. Fortress, you're going to be able to have that blockade takeover ability, upping your 3-ball and your strength, so perfect for picking and popping and creating opportunities, for your other teammates as well. Great Wall, another one where you have good strength. Horse, another physical, bruising, taxing takeover that also allows you to see the future. And then physicality, same thing. A lot of these takeovers are really about rebounding and strength, but some of them also give you some more 3-point attributes. So the primary facilitator. Hope you guys enjoyed my first hatch here on 2K25. Feels great to be back in the builder. I'm creaming at all the layers that they've added, all the rare names that I've seen so far. What do you guys think of this build, of this blueprint? Let me know what kind of hatches you guys want me to cook up this year. I'm inspired by the golden era of basketball, the early to mid 2000s. I want to feed the streets with good, nutritious protein powder-based smoothies. I'm going to go get some more ice cubes, kale, ice cream, and peanut butter. Get back in the kitchen, make y'all another smoothie. You know what time it is, Quest Sparrow.